Will Rabbe
and Sarah Scully for IFC News. You hear a lot about polls in the 2008 election, but why are they used, and what are they really all about?
A lot of politicians out there are obsessed with poll numbers. Most of them are. Poll numbers are very complicated and very hard to read correctly. It's hard to know what they mean, and polls are difficult to devise. They have to be weighted correctly in order to have any meaning, any predictive value.
A lot of money is spent on polling, and you can't operate a presidential candidacy seat of the pants. There are some who like to think that, but in reality, we pollsters are like the whorehouses of the 19th century. All the politicians use us, but they won't stand up and say that they're dependent on us. Everybody's got polling data to cite. It's part of the process. Now, the candidate, that's a different story. The candidates watch and look over the shoulder and wonder, what's Zogby got, what's ABC got, but they can't admit that. Why? Because they've got to be decisive. They can't be poll-driven.
Admit it or not, the campaigns each rely on their own internal pollsters.
The pollster, man, I've seen this a lot too. The pollster will come out and essentially take over the campaign because he's got access to this data that nobody else has access to. He jealously guards that data, by the way. He'll summarize it for you, but he'll never show you his numbers, ever. And those people can sometimes assume Svengali-like control over the candidate.
One example is Mark Penn. Once a pollster, he's risen to the position of chief strategist in the Clinton campaign.
I think the people are now going to judge, do they want people to talk about change or people that really make change happen?
So the pollster gives the candidate the illusion of control, but the public is in control, okay? So you don't really know what's going to happen. You don't really know how to make it happen. So you rely on superstition and voodoo in its place.
George Gallup revolutionized the use of polling data. Pollsters have been used ever since.
Did we do polling? Sure we did polling. I mean, it's one way, it's not the only way. It was one way of trying to get a sense of what the American people want, what they're thinking about, what they're looking at, their concerns, their questions, their expectations for their candidates and stuff. But horse race polls aren't worth a nickel.
This proved to be true as Clinton's win in New Hampshire defied the polls and resurrected her candidacy.
I want to congratulate Senator Clinton on a hard-fought victory here in New Hampshire. She did an outstanding job. Give her a big round of applause.
While polls are not going away anytime soon, a campaign's over-reliance on them can stifle the authenticity of a candidate.
Frankly, I have to tell you, as a pollster, I don't think our world should be poll-driven. Polls need to be put in their proper context and framework. However, polling is an essential part of the ingredient. Why? Because the stakes are so incredibly high and you are going to the public. And you've got to test opportunities, you've got to test damage control, you have to test so many things in so many different ways.
For more Uncut election coverage and our blog, check out ifc.com.